Hi beauties, welcome back, or welcome if it's your first time. I'm always so happy to have you. I kind of just wanted to film today. I think it's been almost 3 weeks since I've filmed, so I've really been missing it, and I just want to put some makeup on. Let's just get ready with each other, chat a little bit. I'm going to be using some stuff that is still in my stash. I haven't updated it yet, but I'm going to do that very shortly. And then I have some new stuff too that I'm going to be using. Just a few things. I really haven't bought a whole lot of new makeup this year. But we'll get into that as I use it. I have my SPF on, I have my eyelids primed, and let's get into this. I'm going to use my Vieve, the Essentials palette, I have been eyeing this palette since it came out. I knew that I really wanted it. This is what it looks like. It's just such a beautiful everyday palette. It's got warm colors, this cooler brown. It's just right up my alley. I love, like, these two colors are beautiful. Don't mind my nails. They're really awful. I took some press-ons off last night and there's glue on them still. Just ignore that. I actually made myself a nail appointment tomorrow. It's the first one I've had in months. So yeah, don't mind my gross nails. Sorry. I am probably going to do something really simple today. It's just what I do, but let's get into it. What do I want to use? I have used this palette already twice. I think I got this like Tuesday or Wednesday of this week, and I really like it. Like, I really like it. It's just so easy to use. Everything blends wonderfully. I kind of want to use, I don't think I've used this color yet, this mustard chow color. So let's just do that. Let's just go in with that. We'll start with that. Just in my, hopefully you can kind of see what I'm doing here. Just gonna kind of lay this down in my crease and buff it out. How are you guys? How is everybody? It feels so weird not filming for 3 weeks. I updated my stash, and even though I haven't been filming, I still have been putting makeup on, using everything that's in my stash. So I definitely am ready to update it. That will, I don't know, I might actually film that tomorrow if I've got some time. I have quite a few errands I need to run today. Since I filmed last, my daughter actually found out she got accepted to the high school that she applied to here. So that has been really fun. It was super cute. They came and dropped off like a box, an acceptance box she got to open, and there was like a confetti popper and a sweatshirt and all kinds of cool stuff, a cookie, and they put a little sign in our yard. So the process is so weird here. Okay, maybe it's not weird, I'm just not used to it. I never had to apply to a high school. You just went, but that is not the case here. You have to apply. She's going to an all-girls private high school. She's so excited about it. I think she only applied there and one other place, and she pretty much had all of her hopes riding on this high school. So she got in. So we've been doing a lot of stuff for that this past few weeks. She had to take placement tests. We had registration night. We had to go get her signed up for classes. We have to go buy uniforms today. So Yeah, just a lot going on in that arena. But other than that, I mean, really, I'm going to go in with a lighter brown and just kind of buff out the edges of that. But other than that, not really a whole lot going on. Nothing too exciting over here. I know I had kind of mentioned this when I filmed my Shop My Stash. I just have been in a mood, I guess. You know, I don't really know how to describe it, and I hope I'm not alone in this feeling. I don't think I am, but it's sort of, I read a really good article actually, which made me feel good about the way that I feel, made me feel a little bit less alone. Sorry. Anyway, this article that I read, I'm going to go in with this brown, this warm brown. It's called Delicious, and it is, in fact, so delicious. But this article that I read, and you know what? I'm sorry if talking about this stuff is, I don't know, if it's triggering for you, if you don't want to hear about it, definitely, you can exit or fast forward, but this is just very real for me right now. And I just I think sharing what we're going through can be helpful, sharing what we're feeling, so people don't feel quite as isolated and alone, because this is a very, very isolating time. So anyway, this article I read was just really helpful and eye-opening, in the sense that, like, it was talking about how there is this thing right now that a lot of people are experiencing, and they're calling it sort of like your pandemic wall, so to speak. Basically, it just means that this is a particularly difficult and trying time for a lot of reasons, but particularly for our mental health, because a lot of our coping mechanisms that we have for particularly stressful times, for anxiety, things like that, they're useful and they work, because most of the really high stress situations we're in, high anxiety situations we're in, we're able to tell ourselves and realize that those are temporary, that those will pass. There's always like a light at the end of the tunnel. But this is different, because there isn't. There is no end date. Like, we have no idea how long this is going to go on. And I think that there is definitely some hope now with the vaccines, but still no real end date to shoot for, to where we'll all be okay. So, yeah, so that's an aspect of it that has been really difficult for people. And they talked a lot about burnout, which as a nurse is something I'm very familiar with. I've experienced burnout as a nurse, and they just talked about how that relates to, this pandemic as well, because there's basically been no pause or halt in any other aspect of our lives. Like, we're experiencing this incredibly traumatic and stressful pandemic, but then we also still have our children and our jobs and all these other things that we're still expected to be, performing at the highest level at. And it's just a lot. It's just a lot for people. And Yeah, that's why they have talked about people are kind of reaching, hitting a wall. Like we don't really, like we're not quite sure what to do at this point. And that article just really resonated with me, is all. It was just a really, really good read. It was nice to know that there's people out there that have also been experiencing it and, experiencing it enough to write an article about it. So just know that you're not alone. It talked about just being more intentional with how you spend time with people. If you have to, get back into Zoom calls. I think we've all just kind of gotten weary of that. It's difficult to see your family members and all you can talk about is just, oh, I miss you, how much I miss you, can't wait to see you. Nobody really has a whole lot going on. Like there's not really a whole lot to update each other on, to talk about. It's like I don't know, at least my family, like we're all just going to work and coming home. So we haven't done a Zoom call in a while, but it was just talking about things like that, like making sure to stay intentional about how you're spending time with people. Make sure you're doing it in a safe way. There was some other things they talked about, which of course I can't remember right now, but anyway, it was really good. It just made me feel a lot better, because I was kind of at that point where it was like, I don't like to just throw around the word depression because I know how serious it is, but I just was not feeling like myself. I knew that I wasn't feeling like myself. I wasn't, has anybody else gotten to the point in quarantine where you're just like disgusted with your life? Like, I don't know how else to describe it. I work, I watch TV, I watch YouTube, I hang out with my kids, I hang out with my husband. It's just like, it's like a horrific, depressing version of Groundhog Day. Just over and over and over. But okay, I'm gonna go in with that. The lightest shimmer shade, which is actually the only shimmer I have not used yet. This glimmer color. It's pretty. Just kind of pack that all over my lid. Anyway, I don't mean to be like gloom and doom and, shit all over your weekend. I hope it's not coming off that way. Like I said, I think that there is power in sharing our experiences, and I just have not been thriving over here, okay? That's all I'm saying. I'm fine. I will be fine. It just hasn't been like a great month for me. That's all. And I think honestly, I'm really, really looking forward to some warmer weather. Like, I really need some sunshine. I don't even really mind being at home if I can. I mean, it's a little easier to stomach if I can get outside and do some stuff. If we can mow the yard, if we can clean up the garden in the backyard, if we can blow up the pool, have the kids get outside, sit in the pool, if we can just sit on our patio, like just enjoy the sunshine, go for a walk. Like it's so much easier to tolerate when we can do that stuff. So really, really am looking forward to that. I like how this is looking. I just went in with that brown shade again, and I'm just lightly kind of blending over the edges of the shimmer here, making sure everything is nice and blended. I might go in with my finger with that shimmer and just make it a little bit more intense. I still have not bought a new bronzer yet, you guys. I really, really am in the market for one though. I might. I saw that Jaclyn Hill Cosmetics is coming out with some new stuff. She's coming out with some duos, baked bronzer and blush duos. And I'm not gonna lie, some of them look really nice. I mean, they all look really nice. I'm just saying, like, some of the shades did look like ones that would work for me. So I'm very intrigued about those. She is bringing her highlighters back out, which of course were a huge hit. So I might end up getting a few things from her. We'll see. I am pretty satisfied with this. I'm actually gonna go off camera. I'm gonna do my base and stuff just because you've seen that a dozen times. It's not that exciting. And then I will come back and we'll finish my eyes, finish the look. Okay, we're back. This is where we're at. I went a little bit farther than what I said I was going to, but I just am so excited to show you these blushes that I wanted to get right to it. If you're wondering what's on my face, I have my Fenty Cream Bronzer, of course. And then for foundation, I used my ColourPop Pretty Fresh, and I mixed it with my Auric, which is so stunning. I mean, so stunning. I use it literally every day. Every single day, even if I don't put on like a full face of makeup, I'm putting on my SPF and I'm putting on Auric. It's I don't know what to say. It's lovely. So I got some Vieve blushes. They're, what are these? Sunset blushes? Is that what they're called? Yeah. Sunset blush. It's a soft satin buildable blush for a youthful glow. These blushes, I got two different shades. I got this color Pesca, and then I also got the color Cherub, which is just a really beautiful soft pink. I've used both of them, and these are amazing. They are really special in the sense that, I mean, I don't know, this doesn't look like a whole lot in the pan, but it's beautiful on the cheeks. It's one of those blushes that almost like, it looks better as the day goes on. They just like melt into your skin. They melt into your skin and they make you look like artificial. They make you look like face-tuned or something. I mean, they're so beautiful. So let's put a little bit of this on. I say a little bit. Famous last words, right? But like, look at that color. I always go overboard with blush, but you should know that by now. They're very, very easy to like tone down too. Oh, just look at that color. I am obsessed. I got all this stuff earlier this week and I have not been able to stop using it. It's just beautiful. Okay. I think we might be able to stop. But I like sweeping my blush up a little bit onto my temples. I think it's a cute look. I like putting it across my nose a little bit. But just taking my sponge and going over the edges here just so it's not quite as harsh. You can soften this up. But come on, right? Isn't that, I just think that is so beautiful. It's such a perfect color. I really almost want to get more of these blushes. I mean, they're just so pretty. The whole experience with this, like I ordered this right from the Vieve website, which is why it kind of took me a while to get. I know you can get it on Cult Beauty, but I kind of wanted to buy it directly from Jamie. So I waited a little bit. Some of the lipsticks that I wanted were out of stock. I actually ended up only getting one lipstick, but I love it, so I'm probably gonna get more. But anyway, the whole process was very smooth. I mean, it showed me every single step, you know, when I got my order, when it was packaged, when it departed, I mean, the tracking was very, very good. And I think from start to finish, from when I placed my order to when it got here, coming all the way from the UK, I think it only took about a week. Whenever I order anything from overseas, like I order it, I keep track of it usually until it like is shipped. But then I really try not to stalk the tracking just because I know that it can take a long time. And I end up being pleasantly surprised when it arrives. Okay, for highlight, I'm going to use again my Glow Lust. So I just put a little bit of it on my hand here. I'm going to just place it on my cheek. And then I'm going to go in with my sponge and take care of this. Oh my gosh, my baby hairs everywhere. Just tapping it in. Hopefully you can see that. It's just so like soft and lovely. Try to keep my head turned here so you can see. It's just like, it's such an easy product to use. I feel like even when I get too much or it still ends up looking beautiful. I mean, I really do. And I think even on this part of my face where I do kind of have some fine lines, I don't think it emphasizes anything too much. I just think it sets so beautifully on my skin. I'm just gonna go in with my blush brush and just kind of tap over the edges here. But yes, love this. Let's do lips. I'm just gonna line them real quick with my Maybelline. Okay, let's go in with my Vieve lipstick. I don't think I took a second to appreciate the packaging here. I mean, on all of her stuff, it's very luxe. It really is. It feels luxurious. The lipstick cap is magnetic, which is so satisfying. I got the shade 9 T's, haha. I'm gonna swatch it on its own. There it is, right there. These are matte lipsticks. They're vegan, cruelty-free, paraben-free, gluten-free. It's a soft matte long wear lipstick. I just wanted to swatch it on its own because I'm going to put it over this lip liner, so. But I wore this the first day I got it without a lip liner, and it really did look fine that way too. I can just tell when I'm using these products, like, that this is really, they're really things that Jamie loves and Jamie wears. Like, this is a very Jamie look and a very Jamie inspired line, as it obviously should be, but I just like when people's lines feel genuine, you know, feel like things that they would actually wear. And then I'm just gonna, because I'm gonna go over the top of that with this is Taffy Tease. Oh no, this is Baby Brute lip gloss from Fenty. Just because I always want a glossy lip. Okay, let's make sure I don't have any on my teeth. I'm kind of infamous for that. And let me see if I have any of this spray left. Barely. Yeah, this is my finished look. I obviously think it turned out really cute. I'm loving these Vieve products. I really, really am. Only thing I haven't tried, I think, is her highlighters. She's got some highlighters. I just didn't feel like I really don't need any more highlighters. Not that I need any more eyeshadow palettes or blush either. Who the hell am I kidding? I don't know why I didn't get the highlighter. I really don't. I'm sure it's beautiful, but I'm satisfied with everything that I got. I have used them 3 times. They have performed really, really well every time I've used them. I recommend them if it's something that's in your budget, you're wanting to try out a new brand. Why not? I really do think they're beautiful products. But this is the final look. Very simple, warm, neutral. Are you surprised? But I hope you enjoyed watching. It really, really was nice to sit down and just talk to you guys again for a little bit. It's been a very, very long time. It feels good to do this. It just feels good. This is, like I've always said, a great escape for me. So I hope you enjoyed watching. If you like beauty content, if you like this video, give it a like. Subscribe, consider sticking around for some more. It would mean a lot. But as always, until next time, take care of yourselves and take care of each other, beauties.